Hello everyone, and welcome to If You Like This, Then You'll Love That. I'm your host, Carrie Anderson. This is a series where we take popular media of today and give suggestions of what else to watch and read that may be of interest to continue your binging pleasure. To help out even further, I'll put little icons in the corner here where you can watch and read the suggestions online legally. But whatever you can't find here, I recommend checking your local library for the physical copy. You'd be surprised what you can find there. Today's subject is Power Rangers, those mighty morphin teenagers in super spandex fighting evil rubber monsters with giant robots. Always been a fun show, but it's never been for everybody. The monsters are cheesy, the suits range from goofy to creepy, and sometimes the writing has been pretty weak. But it has a charm all its own that cannot be denied with fun choreography, great characters, imaginative monsters, and honestly, some pretty great toys. Nothing can deny this series as it has lasted over 25 years with all kinds of varieties of monsters, heroes, and themes. But let's say you've seen every series, every movie, and even the holiday specials. Well, the most obvious is to check out the Super Sentai series. Now, some of you may be confused because it still looks like Power Rangers, but for those who do not know, Power Rangers was originally adapted from a Japanese series called Super Sentai, or Super Task Force in English. It follows some of the same storylines as Power Rangers depending on which season, but a lot of them are very different. Such as the difference between teenagers with attitude and ancient warriors revived in modern day 90s Japan. And there are tons to choose from. Simplest way to decide which to watch is probably pick your favorite Power Ranger series and see its Super Sentai counterpart. Otherwise, try reading the plot to each season or do what I did and binge every first episode and see which one draws you in. Of course, one of the major problems is that there is no dub, so if you can't watch subtitles, you may be out of luck. Of course, if subtitles aren't a problem, you should definitely check out the Kamen Rider series. Kamen Rider, or Masked Rider in English, is another superhero live-action series which is produced by the same studio as the Super Sentai series. If Super Sentai is a series aimed at children, then Kamen Rider is one aimed at a young teen demographic. This usually means more intricate plots with character-driven drama and a two-part mini-arc structure, which lacks robots, focuses more on individuals than teams. As of this recording, only the first series and Kuga have been released on Tubi TV. But if you're clever enough, you should be able to find a way to watch the other series out there. For even more of the tokusatsu genre goodness, check out the Toei World channel on YouTube. There you'll be able to see classics like the Space Sheriffs, Gavan, Spielbahn, and Scheider, along with Jiraiya, who you may recognize from an episode of Power Rangers Ninja Steel. Now, if you want to keep it close to home, you can also check out Big Bad Beetleborgs and VR Troopers. I'm lumping these two together because they are from the same company, Saban Entertainment, so you can tell how much it feels like Power Rangers. VR Troopers is about Ryan Steele and his friends as the mysterious disappearance of his father reveals a virtual reality invading the real world. It's up to Ryan and his friends to take on the virtual monsters created by Grimlord and find his father. VR Troopers is one of the harder ones to recommend for me. The writing for the show is very confusing and disjointed, most likely because the show combines two Japanese shows together and trying to make them fit. Then there's Big Bad Beetleborgs, which is a total child's wish fulfillment. 3 kids free an all-powerful ghost who gives them one wish, which is to become their favorite comic characters. But their wish also brings to life the villains, and now they must fight off the villains and send them back to the comic pages. While the series is very comical, it still has its fair share of tense moments that makes it so much fun to watch. My biggest problem with the show is the camera work inside the haunted house. It's very dizzying as it sways left and right. But I think it's a worthwhile show, especially for kids. But maybe you need something more mature than even Kamen Rider, then I would highly recommend Garo. Garo is about a Makai knight who goes out hunting horrors, monsters that corrupt and kill people. The series is more mature and is told with a darker tone, almost playing with the genre of action and horror. However, despite having an overarching plot, a large amount of episodes hardly have any bearing on it, and wind up feeling like an episode of Tales from the Crypt, with each episode telling a dark and twisted side of people. Now let's go back to the origins and take a look at a show that inspired the Japanese hero team, GATCHAMAN. GATCHAMAN was a series created by Tatsunoko, the same studio that created Speed Racer and Yatterman, about a team of bird-themed heroes to stop the evil Galactor. The series has a lot of familiar tropes like the monster of the week and the over-the-top attacks. And the characters are fun. It's also the series that inspired the first Super Sentai series. It's an older show, so some people may feel iffy about watching it, but there's an OVA updated series that was pretty good, but avoid the live action movie altogether. Now, maybe you want something a little more 90s in tone. Then might I recommend the series Ronin Warriors, or its Japanese name, Samurai Troopers. I mean, it was made in 1988, but it was adapted in the US in the 90s, so it still counts, right? Ronin Warriors is about 5 armored warriors fighting against an evil demon emperor known as Talpa and his dark warlords. As the warriors fight, they slowly learn a mystery about their powerful armors and the monks simply known as the Ancient. The series is quite fun and dark in color tone. Plus, the designs are really iconic for the series. One possible drawback is that it kinda starts slow with very trope-heavy storylines, but that's what's kinda fun about it. And maybe fun is something you're looking for, so how about a parody series? SHINESMAN is about an inept superhero team fighting off an inept supervillain group, then hilarity ensues. Short, sweet, and to the point. Mostly cause it's only been released in 2 episodes in English, but it does have a manga that sadly never got translated. But the 2 episodes do have a small following online. One series that has a strong overlap in fan base is the Transformers series. I can't tell you how many people I've talked to about Power Rangers were also into Transformers, the cartoons, the anime, comics, movies, and even video games. And I can understand why. The giant robots, combinations, epic battles, and deep mythology. If I had to say where to start, I would actually recommend the latest cartoon known as Transformers Cyberverse. It's been a good standalone series that also has paid tribute to and homage the vast mythology and stories from Transformers' lengthy history. And of course, I can't leave without making sure to tell everyone to check out GAOGAIGAR. It's a great series with all the giant transforming robots and combinations you could want. If that wasn't enough, the leaders of the Earth Defense Organization, 3G, were once part of a Sentai. Watch them transform! Awesome, but that's all the time we have for today, so let us know what you would recommend for fans of Power Rangers in the comments below. Now do all those YouTube things to make us feel like we matter. Like, subscribe, and power punch that bell. In the meantime, ciao everybody!